Hey, what's up my Dragon Legion, how y'all been? So Dragoons, today we're going to be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile today, and it's been quite some time since we've done any Vanguard profile on this channel for quite some time, let alone any Vanguard content in general, and I do apologize about that. Throughout the entire month of August, I was busy working like a boss, and it kind of interrupted a very good portion of my Vanguard content at the time, but things are slowing down where I work, and I am able to slowly get back into Vanguard more often, and today's video we are going to be doing a Vanguard deck profile of my Kagero, the Legend Turbo, shall we say. Now, it's not really as turbo-ish, I would say. Maybe the name of this video will be a little bit different, as I just said right here. Maybe the title of the video you see right here will be a little different, as I just said right here in the video. But occasionally the idea goal of this deck right here is pretty much Kagero Legend, where you pretty much make your plays evolve around Legend pretty much the best you possibly can, so you can pretty much go off with your Legend plays and your big huge powerful stride plays here and there. And yeah, it's definitely a very heavy duty powerful deck right here. If you Dragoons have known my Kagero profiles in the past, you all know I always try to put in some Legion base just so I can have at least some sort of recovery in case things go my way. But here I am straight up going all out stride. I'm going straight up all rely on either my stride plays or my Legend plays, so I can go all my big huge powerful push plays, so I can have the most powerful Vanguard as much as possible. Try to go for the game as fast as I possibly can. So I'll be explaining my current choices of why I'm currently doing what I'm currently doing. And as always, for those of you all who are just here at NetDeck, I did leave the deck list in the description down below. For those of you all who are just here at NetDeck, I only ask that you drop a like on your way out. It means a lot to me. It's very appreciative. And with that being said, let's move on straight into the deck profile, shall we, Dragoons? Alright, start off with your starting Vanguard, start off with your Forerunner, start off with your Water Lizard Soldier Undux right here. A nice new addition Forerunner ever since we got Kagero Trial deck not too long ago. Legend Trial deck not too long ago, be more specifically. Really nice interesting card, nothing too special. GP1, Canvas 1, put install your Vanguard. When you do, add any card with Overlord from your deck to your hand, which is nothing really too special to say about here. This card is just really great in general. Being able to have your Overlord, probably by the time you get to grade 3 Vanguard, your Vanguard will already be Overlord. But what's really nice about this ability right here is that you can have access to this ability, which will allow you to have an extra Overlord hand that you can use for either have a pitch discard cost for your stride plays, or have some as a pitch discard cost when you activate your Legend's ability, so your Legend can become a mini stride outdoor. So this card is definitely great for both of those multiple options, based upon what you need them the most right there. So yeah, the one hero is definitely very great. And next up, the trigger lineup. For triggers, we have, of course, the 4 heals. No explanation needed why heals are here importantly, are so important for the deck right here. And then next up, we have the 4 draws and the 8 critical lineup right here. This is a pretty basic standard lineup for most Vanguard decks right here. This deck right here is all about going straight for the kill as soon as you possibly can. So that is why I'm playing the 8 critical right here, so I can land hand those heavy hits as fast as I possibly can. And since 16 strides is now a thing in Vanguard, I definitely want to hit those big numbers, so I can land in those big huge attacks and go for the game as much as I possibly can. In fact, critical trigger to me has become so crucially important. I've even thought about cutting out 2 of my triggers, draw triggers, so I can put in at least 2 more critical triggers, or cut out all my draws and put in my 4 crits, depending on what I feel more comfortable with, depending on how the format feels out for me and such. But anyways, 4 crits, 8 crits for right now is still pretty good. Gain those big huge numbers and big huge hits. And draw is pretty good because not only give you some more draw power, but also these draw triggers specifically have the ability where you can take out your opponent's Forerunners, because occasionally a lot of Forerunners these days are becoming a lot more potently reliable, and you want to take out those Forerunners as fast as you can if possible, and Gatling Overlord Dragons just have to be perfect for those scenarios right there. And that is it for the trigger lineup. Now for the grade 1s. For the grade 1s, we have the 4 perfect guards, Protect Orb Dragons. We do actually got a few new perfect guards for Kagero in general, but I feel like Protect Orb Dragons is definitely a little bit better, because 1, I do like the unflip damage, and 2, he can be added from your deck to your hand, unlike unlike the rest of your other perfect guards. Like most other perfect guards that we recently got that are new, they're usually either humans or some other type of race in particular, which are not Flame Dragon. And Legend has the ability where you look at top 5 and add a Flame Dragon among those cards, and at least with Legend, by using Protect Orb Dragon, I can have Protect Orb Dragon as a perfect guard. I can literally add a free perfect guard from my deck to my hand, which definitely helps this deck out a lot crucially, and helps you helps you make sure crucial plays more potent right there. And then next up, for the rest of grade 1s, we have the 4 Lava Flow Dragons, pardon me. Instant Stride, can't go wrong with Instant Stride. And then for Conro's is really great because when he's called to Rearguard Circle, you can reveal it grade 3, and when you do, add any Overlord from deck to your hand, so it gives you more searchable targets. And keep in mind, when you do activate the skill, after you do so, you do got pitch card, which is usually no problem at all, especially if you're pitching certain cards in particular. Use a place here and there. And it also has the ability where you can retire this card to give your Vanguard the skill of when this unit attacks, unflip 2 damage, which is definitely a lot more crucially important because you are definitely going to be doing a lot on flipping a lot for this deck right here. You're going to be doing counterblasting a lot, pardon me, for this deck right here. And you definitely want some resources to be able to unflip your damage, so that way you can have more resources to be able to carry on, do some more powerful skills here and there, instead of having to rely on just your heal triggers to recuperate your damage here and there. So yeah, for Conro is definitely the way to go right now. And then finally to finish out the grade 2s, of 1s, pardon me, 2 copies of Spirit of Flame Dragon Tahr. This is a nice new addition to this deck right here I'm currently messing around with. It has the ability of GB1, Counterblast 1, and Soul Blast 1. Choose one unit, and that until end of your turn, that unit gains 4,000 power, and the ability of when this unit attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a grade 3 Flame Dragon among them and add it to your hand. And what's crucially good about this guy is that you can activate this guy's skill multiple times in one turn. So if you want to, you can do something cheeky like target your Vanguard and then target one of your rear guards in particular. They'll both gain this skill, and then whenever they attack, you can do pretty much Red Pulse Trigger Kit every time you attack, which is very nice. And if you use a skill on a Vanguard that re-stands back up, this becomes really more crucially important because with your Vanguard alone, after you use the guy's ability on your Vanguard could potentially allow you to add up to 2 grade 2s, or 3s, pardon me, with this guy's skill right out of nowhere. So Tahr definitely becomes a very great, useful, reliable card for that kind of occasion. So yeah. And that right there was the grade 1 lineup. Now for the grade 2s. For the grade 2s, oops, spoiler right there. For grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Emperor Dragon Knight Nahalam. A great new staple for Overlord decks in general. Every time your Vanguard Overlord, he'll automatically be 2k power as long as he's at GB1, and he'll also gain the additional skill whenever your grade 4 Vanguard attacks, this guy will gain 5,000 power automatically. Shut up, folks. This guy will gain 5,000 power automatically. So if your Vanguard attacks at least once while you strode, this guy will be at 1600, which is not bad right there. But if your Vanguard would attack twice while it's grade 4, or either use a Legend skill or a Stride skill that happens to attack twice, whatever such, this guy will be swinging at your opponent's Vanguard with 21 power on its own. And that's not even counting who's boosting him and what you get on any of your drive checks and whatever critical power you give to this guy before he swings along with that as well. So this guy becomes a very huge, powerful Vanguard on his own. And then next up, we play 4 copies of Berserk Lord Dragon. This card, just like Nahalam, becomes a very heavy-duty card very quickly. This guy has a skill of whenever your grade 4 Vanguard attacks, Counterblast 1, when you do, while your Vanguard attacks while it's grade 4 or higher, you get to pop off one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guard. So, which is always nice. Counterblast 1, just pop off rear guard. That's always pretty good. What's really nice about this card is that unlike old Berserk Dragon, where you have to counterblast 2 cards to kill 1 unit, this card right here specifically, if your Vanguard attacks twice, you can literally counterblast 2 cards to retire 2 of your opponent's rear guards right off the bat, which is a very huge step up compared to old school Berserk Lord, and it's a very huge step up to most of your heavy duty retirement plays as well. So Berserk Lord Dragon could definitely see some really huge occasion plays here and there. And in the back of the Berserk Lords, I'm playing and messing around with 3 copies of Twilight Orb Dragon. Now, I know a lot of people say Twilight Orb Dragon isn't as neat as it used to be, but I still like having Twilight Orb Dragon because he gives me the option and ability of literally having a more additional copies of Berserk Orb Dragon. This guy pretty much is exactly like Berserk Dragon, but a little bit watered down compared to Berserk Orb Dragon. While he's attacking opponent's Vanguard, while being boosted by Kagero, you can count as 1 card to literally retire one opponent's grade 2 less rear guards, which again gives you more interesting options, more retirement options, and gives you some more options of board wiping right there when the option happens right there. So yeah, so that right there was the entire grade 2 engine lineup. Now for the grade 3s. Now this is where things get a little bit weird. So let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. So for the grade 3s, we have of course the ideal heart and soul of the deck. 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord The Legend, a nice new step-up evolution version of the original Dragonic Overlord. His ability is, when he's placed in Vanguard Circle, you can Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and add 1 Flame Dragon among them, and as you saw right there, practically everything except for a few exceptions are all Flame Dragons, so you should have no problem utilizing this guy's ability at all. And his second ability is Counter Blast 1 and pitch 1 grade 3 Flame Dragon from hand to the drop zone. When you do, this unit gets 15k power, 1 additional drive, 1 additional grade, all until the end of turn, along with the ability until end of turn. When this unit attacks a rear guard, you may pitch 3 cards, all being Kagero of course. When you do, you can stand this unit right back up. So it's pretty much a little bit of Dauntless Drive Dragon snuck right into this guy's ability out of nowhere, but a little bit more insane. Literally becomes a 26 beater on its own. It literally becomes a built-in stride on its own that literally attacks twice, attacks once on the Vanguard or rear guard, and attacks once onto the Vanguard. And what's really nice about this guy is that it doesn't matter if its first attack is a hit or not. It just has to battle a rear guard, and then when it battles a rear guard, it will stand right back up and attack 1 more time. So this card gives you some great opportunities to take advantage of having 3 triple drive checks and have some options where you literally dig through your deck and get some criticals or any powerful, crucial, important triggers to literally stand against your opponent, or potentially draw into some more important resources when you get your things going. And here is where things get really weird. I am messing around with 4 copies of Spherical, Lord Dragon. I'm just going to call it Lord Dragon for short. This is a nice new addition to Kagero in general, and it's been working out pretty well. His ability is Rearguard GB1. When you're grade 4 greater Vanguard with Overlord or its card name attacks, this unit gets 5k power, so it's pretty much having an additional Nahalam. So pretty much in a way, you're playing 5 Nahalam. So that's his rearguard ability. But if this guy is placed on your Vanguard Circle, he also has the ability of Counter Blast 2. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for one Overlord, ride at him, and Superior ride on top of him, and you can be able to proceed with your Vanguard plays. Also, when you do that, you can immediately take him out of your Rearguard Circle when you do that, and call him into an open Rearguard Circle. So right off the bat, he literally becomes a Nahalam / Overlord for your Vanguard out of nowhere for this deck, which is strong, powerful, and heavy duty right off the bat. And that right there was the main deck. Now for the strides. If you Dragoons have seen my strides in the past, hold on a second. My apologies for that. My camera glitched out right there. Anyways, back to the strides. Now, as I was saying about strides, if you have all seen my previous Kagero profiles in the past, you may already know what the strides are, but for those of you who do not know, I'll showcase you anyways. For the strides I currently have, we have the 4 Dragonic Overlord The Aces. 4 aces are definitely very crucially important because when your opponent knows you're playing Kagero, obviously they will on purposely not call their rear guards, because obviously they don't want any of their rear guards to be retired. And this guy right here, along with the next guy I'll show you very shortly, these guys right here are supposed to be there to make opponent pay for being a little overcautious. And these guys right here are and playing the ace right here will definitely be great to go in for the kill, have the ability to double attack, and then this guy will, along with your rear guards, will go in straight for the kill. And if these guys do not somehow win this game, they will help you set up your hand and your board to the point where your opponent is going to have a hard time struggling and fighting back against you. And then 2 copies of the other card I was talking about. 2 copies of Nouvelle. Pretty much when this guy swings at your opponent's Vanguard, after you use this guy's skill and everything, pretty much your opponent can't call perfect guards or anything related to such. They can call G Guardians, of course, but they won't be able to call their more powerful perfect guards, of course, they're perfect guards, because obviously this card just says, no, you can't perfect guard, and unless you have a massive amount of resources to defend this card's off attack, you're gonna lose the game pretty hard. And it also has the ability where, while it's doing all this skill, if your opponent conveniently has 5 damage, and this card, let's say, is supposed to go for game right there or such, like let's say, for example, because the critical triggers such, you pretty much have the game right there beat. So yeah, these guys are just really great when you want to make your opponent pay for being overcautious, and when you want to make your opponent pay for overextending, you have these guys for that. 4 copies of Supreme Emperor Heavily Dragon, Dragonic Blademaster, Tratien. Pretty much count past 1 and flip any card in your stride face up. You can retire one of your opponent's rear guards for every amount of these guys face up your G zone. And he also gains the ability of while his unit is blazing, which means attacking while you have more rear guards than your opponent, this card will automatically gain an additional critical. So, having heavy retirement powers while also giving this card a critical is definitely very powerful. And hitting in with that big number already that's already set in, while having that extra critical can definitely mean a huge difference between winning or losing. Even if your opponent does somehow survive the turn, you activate all the skill and everything and such. By the time you're done going through all this, and by the time you're done doing what you're doing, your opponent will have very minimum resources, and your opponent won't have really too much left to fight back against you, and you can proceed to just beat them down for game. And last for the go-to strides, we have of course, the go-to stride. You stride to the most before anything else. 2 copies of Vortex Desire. You just need a second one, just so you can have the option to flip one over, just so you can use the skill when it's on head, retire 2, all that good such. I have actually contemplated taking one out and putting in something else, just so a strategy I've been thinking about doing is flip one of these open, and then that way next turn, when I stride into my very first one, I can get an early retirement of guaranteed retirement 2 or so, and then I can start doing some heavy retirement and other procedures and such, depending on how things roll out. But for right now, at the moment, 2 of these will be doing just fine for right now for this deck right here. And that's it for the strides. Now for G Guardians, we have 3 copies of Denial Griffens. Probably one of the best G Guardians right now. Pretty much we just call it Guardian Circle. After your defending all attack, count Soul Blast 1 to retire 1, which is always very nice. Retire the specific attacking one. And then 1 copy of Defeat Flare Dragon. Just so you can get 2 of your grade 3s back from your drop zone to a bottom of the deck. And retire your opponent's entire back row, which is nothing too much to say about this right here. And yeah, Dragoons, that right there was my Kagero Legend Turbo. Hope you all enjoyed this deck profile right here. It is a work in progress. There are some things I'm currently working out with the build here and there, but I am happy with the results, how the deck has been right now at the moment. But again, let me know what you all think about this deck profile in the comment section down below. And I will see you all around. Hope you Dragoons enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Keep up latest updates about myself and this channel and my upcoming gaming channel. And subscribe today to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.